Hey, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to a new video. My name is Anthony, and in today's video I want to talk to you about my experience to Ecuador, the things that I did, and more than anything I want to cover a lot of topics that probably most people haven't had the chance to experience in Ecuador, and I want to help you and to get the most out of your experience to Ecuador. So the couple things that we're going to talk about in this video is going to be transportation, food, currency, the things that you can do in different places in Ecuador, and I'm gonna show you some really nice places that you're gonna be able to go and see in Ecuador. And without further ado, let's jump into the video. So many of you are gonna be asking, how safe is Ecuador? Personally, I was living there for 17 years plus, and I can tell you by my own experience that Ecuador is really safe. From a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being the most dangerous and 10 being the most safe, I would say Ecuador is a 7. Personally, I think it's really safe. And let's say about the currency. So the currency, thankfully, the currency of Ecuador is going to be the same thing as the United States. So we use bills, dollar bills, and the only difference is going to be that we just use a little coin, like different coins, like the 50-cent coin, 25-cent coins, but it's not too much of a difference. So if you live in the United States and you want to go to Ecuador, you don't need to make any currency exchange or anything like that. So that's going to be a plus for you. Okay, so we're going to start off, and I just want to give you some information of the flights about Ecuador. You can definitely take a direct flight to any city that you want to go. I personally took a flight from New York City to Guayaquil. My main destination was going to be to actually go to Cuenca, Ecuador. I left in New York City at 10 a.m. in the morning, so I got to Ecuador like around 10 p.m. in the nighttime. So my plan was to take a buseta. For the ones that don't know what is a buseta is gonna be a microbus that you can fit up to 12 people in there, and they're gonna take you to a specific location. Why do you prefer a buseta over a regular bus? The buseta is faster, it's a little bit cleaner. You can actually get Wi-Fi in the buseta versus in the bus. You're not gonna get Wi-Fi. Sometimes it's a little bit packed. You're gonna find a lot of people in there, and that's gonna be the main difference in a buseta and a bus in Ecuador. But the only bad thing is that if you're gonna arrive to Ecuador like around 10 p.m., the thing about the buseta is that their services are gonna be closed at 11 p.m. So after I finished with the immigration, like the busetas weren't working no more, so I had to take a bus in order to get to Cuenca, and basically that was the route that I took to go to Cuenca. I actually saved a couple of $100s by doing that. Okay guys, so after going to Cuenca, there are going to be so many things that you can do in Cuenca, and let's talk about one of the first things that you can do. So if Cuenca is your main destination and you want to know things to do about Cuenca, I would definitely recommend you to go to a small and closed city like Cuenca, which is basically called Gualaceo. So what can you find in Gualaceo? You can find many things, but the first thing that I would say is that in Gualaceo you're going to find the best food that I personally try in all Ecuador. And you're going to find things like cuy, you're going to find things like cebollado, you're gonna find things like hornado, and so many great foods. I would definitely recommend you to go in Gualaceo to the Mercado 25 de Junio, where you're gonna find a lot of food, and definitely going on a Sunday because you're gonna find a lot of people, a lot of street vendors, and you can definitely try one of the best foods that you're gonna try in Ecuador. In Gualaceo, if you wanna actually do a little bit more of things, you can go to the Parque Central, which is gonna be the central park of Ecuador, that you're gonna find churches, you're gonna have a lot of architecture. Most importantly, you're gonna be able to experience like the culture of Gualaceo, and you can actually just sit around there. You're gonna have a lot of bars in case that you want to have a couple of drinks. Yeah, that's gonna be everything for Gualaceo. So let's say after you went to Gualaceo, you actually want to do a couple of things there in Cuenca. I'm gonna recommend you a couple of places that you can go, and one of those places is gonna be Turi. So what is Turi? It's just gonna be a place that you can go and just take some pictures. You can see the view of Cuenca, you can see all the buildings, and you're gonna see a lot of people around the area just like wandering around, having a chat. In the nighttime, if you want to go with your friends, you can go there, have a couple of drinks if you decide to do it. So here, what you can do is gonna be mainly like just to chill, watch the city from all the way from the top, so you can have a really good view. And other than that, you're gonna have some souvenir stores, you're gonna have a church, so if you want to see how is the architecture inside. Overall, it's a really nice place. You want to check it out. The second place that you can go in Cuenca is going to be El Parque de Cajas. El Parque de Cajas is basically like a reserve where you're gonna be able to see llamas, you're gonna be able to see a lot of beautiful landscapes, and more than anything is that it's personally is majestic. The only thing about the Caja is that the altitude is gonna be very high. We're gonna be talking about like at least 3,200 meters in altitude, which is pretty high. So if you're not used to like mountains, that sometimes it's gonna become hard to breathe. And definitely be careful for that. Don't do like over exercising like I did in a couple of places and I run out of breath. So Parque Cajas is gonna be the second one. And another one that you can definitely visit is gonna be in Gapirca. Personally, I didn't go this time that I went to Ecuador, but I went when I was like 12 years old, when I was a little kid. And you're gonna find a lot of like history about the indigenous people in Ecuador. And I feel like this is a beautiful place because it's also in the mountains. If you're gonna go to Cuenca, you definitely should visit the Parque Ingapirca. And another beautiful place that you should definitely go whenever you're going to Cuenca is gonna be the Parque Calderon. In the Parque Calderon, you're gonna find like a lot of architecture, churches. It's kind of like a mini park. So if you went to Gualaceo, you will find almost the similar things, but in Cuenca, it's gonna be like double of the sizes. Like it's gonna be more homes. You're gonna find like at least 2 to 3 churches in the same section. You're gonna have a lot of street vendors that are gonna sell a lot of artisan work in Cuenca. And there's gonna be one place that I will definitely recommend you to go and visit. I'm gonna put like an address because I don't remember the exact address of this one. But what I really like about this place is that you're gonna find a lot of Quichuas, actually people that were from Otavalo. If you don't know what is Otavalo, it's just a region of Ecuador all the way on the north. And basically these people came here, so now for what they told me, they are residing on Cuenca and they are selling their work. And what I really like about this place is that I cannot even describe with my own words. It's a place that you can find 2 different floors of artisan work. And the beauty about this place is that they're actually wearing their own native clothes, and that's something that you should definitely try. Give them a visit. I will definitely recommend you. This is an experience that you should definitely go to this place. What do you think, guys? Do you like it? By the way, this is one of the best places you want to buy like traditional stuff like this. And there are gonna be beautiful people. Definitely recommend come to Cuenca, to this place. It's a place that you should come with your aunt, with your grandmother, with your grandfather, with everyone. So. And also I wanted to show you something interesting that I was able to gather based on the locals. So like the government are taking big initiatives to preserve the culture of Ecuador. So by you going to these places, you're gonna support a lot of the economy of Ecuador by buying this beautiful artisan work of these people and keeping our culture alive. So let's say you wanna actually go and eat in Cuenca. Like what is gonna be the place that you can visit? I'll definitely recommend you to go to the Parque de las Cerraduras, where you're gonna find different plates like tortillas de yuca, tigrillos. I actually made a video about that, and at the end of the video I'm gonna actually link the links down below to those specific food places that I did some reviews about it. And the food is really good. It's not only cheap, but you're gonna find some really cheap options that you can find in Cuenca, Parque de las Cerraduras. So let's say it's the nighttime, you wanna actually go and you wanna experiment the nightlife in Cuenca. The best place that I can recommend you is gonna be to La Calle Larga, where you're gonna find every single club, and you're gonna find a lot of places that you can go out with your friends. You can definitely have some drinks with your friends, and it's just a different vibe, especially if you go on a Friday or Saturday. Okay, and so whenever you are going in the nightlife of Cuenca, one place that you should definitely visit is gonna be La Víspera del Chuchaqui. Why La Víspera del Chuchaqui? Is just a place to chill. So if you're going with some friends, you can definitely like just hang out with them. Like they coming from the United States, and you're gonna go to the Víspera of Chuchaqui. I'm gonna show you like on the screen like a drink that I tried in La Víspera del Chuchaqui. So all those drinks for only $50. And if you want to get the same thing like in the United States, it's gonna be a lot more expensive, especially if you're gonna drink that in a bar. So definitely go to La Víspera del Chuchaqui. For the ones that don't know Chuchaqui, the same way I'm gonna put it on the screen, it means your hangover. So it's a word that most Ecuadorians use. And if you go into Ecuador and somebody asks you, hey, like, what's going on? Why you feel like some hangover? You gotta say to them, I don't feel hangover, I feel chuchaki, which is like saying that we have in Ecuador. In another place that I really loved was La Mesa. So here you're gonna find a lot of things to do in terms of salsa. So this is gonna be a salsa dancing place. So if you wanna experience the Latin culture, like the salsa roots, and you wanna come with your friends and you wanna have a really good time here, definitely come to La Mesa. It's gonna be close by La Víspera del Chuchaki, so you can always come here, and you're gonna find a lot of people just dancing salsa all night. And this is quite interesting if you're actually gonna go to Ecuador. Like in Sundays, you barely gonna see any people on the streets. Like on Sundays, it's kind of like the days off of people. So if you wanna go to bars, you wanna have like a good time with your friends in Cuenca, you can only go between Friday or Saturday, maybe a Thursday, okay? If you're looking to stay in the best area of Cuenca, I would definitely recommend you to stay in La Calle Larga, just because it's close to El Parque Calderón, and it's really good. It's gonna be really close to the nightlife in the nighttime, in case that you wanna go and party and everything like that. So the place I'm gonna recommend you is gonna be a hostal. The hostal is called La Casa del Barranco. La Casa del Barranco, and we actually stayed there one night, and we actually just paid like $35, and the place was beautiful. Breakfast was included, a nice bed, really clean, a really vintage look that you can definitely enjoy if you're gonna stay there. In La Casa del Barranco, you're gonna find also a small museum that you can enjoy. It's gonna be literally inside of La Casa del Barranco in the hostel. So while you're sleeping, you can just enjoy this beautiful museum that is in La Casa del Barranco. And not only that, you can, if you go a little bit further inside, you can actually see the view of Cuenca as well. So it's like, for $35, I think it's really worth it. So definitely recommend the Calle Larga. And I wanted to show you something as well, because most of you are watching this video but you haven't come here, and most of you live in the United States, and most of you live in Europe. And I wanted to show you a movement that Ecuador has going on for saving water and for saving electricity. Let me show you. So this is not only here that you're gonna be able to see these. So they actually are big in saving electricity, but also they are really big in saving water. And you're not only gonna find these in Cuenca, you're gonna find it all over the place. Ahorra agua, cada gota cuenta. And Lucy, she was sharing with me that Colgate did a really good campaign, or like a big campaign about saving water. And this is my message for you: save water, because in a couple years from now the water is gonna be scarce, and save it. Like if you're gonna shave, don't let the water running all the time, or you're gonna brush your teeth or anything. So make sure you save it. And yes, I just wanted to let you know, you might be asking, so if you're gonna go to Cuenca, like how many days should you stay in Cuenca? Personally, I would say 3, at the most 4 days, if you want to do all the things I show you in this video to do, and you're gonna find like enough time to do all the activities that I show you in here. Okay, so after doing all these things in Cuenca, I decided to go back to Guayaquil. So the first thing that we started doing is we went to the Malecón, which is gonna be basically a very historic part of Guayaquil. And in Malecón, you're gonna find things to do, like if you wanna go and you just wanna enjoy the scenery, you can just walk around Malecón. It's definitely a beautiful place. There are gonna be some monuments that you can go and watch, like Simón Bolívar. If you don't know these people, basically, those are gonna be very iconic people from basically South America. And you're gonna find a lot of things to do. So Malecón is gonna be one of your things to do in Guayaquil. Okay, right now guys, so you can actually, if you wanna get in this thing, it's gonna be in the Malecón, and it's only gonna be $2.50. So hopefully I don't run out of breath. $2.50 to get 3 minutes in here, and so you can go to the water on the front.
Oh my god, look at this guy.
I'm floating right now in the water, so it's such a nice experience. You can actually stand up if you want to. After you go into the Malecon, if you decide to see a little bit of iguanas, there's gonna be a specific location which is called Parque de las Iguanas. For the ones that don't know what is a iguana, it's basically a lizard, typical of tropical climates, and you're gonna find it in the Parque de las Iguanas. And it's interesting because you can actually see a lot of people in the Parque de las Iguanas. You can see them like just walking around you, like you can see a lot of turtles, you can see like a lot of pigeons in there. You can actually feed them some food like letters, but keep in mind you cannot carry these iguanas because you're gonna find a lot of people around the zone taking care of the iguanas. It's completely for free. You don't pay anything for this experience, but you're gonna see a lot of vendors outside in case that you want to support the economy of Ecuador. And around the area, you're also gonna find some churches in case that you want to see the architecture of these churches. And I just think it's gonna be a beautiful experience if you're gonna go to Parque de las Iguanas. So after going to El Malecón, head to Parque de las Iguanas. There's gonna be another place that I should mention. It's gonna be Las Peñas. Las Peñas, which is basically easy to walk. I would say 20 minutes walk going from El Malecón or Parque de las Iguanas going all the way to Las Peñas. Is gonna take you around 20 minutes to 30 minutes. So what you're gonna find in here is a very beautiful and colorful place that you're gonna find a lot of colorful houses, blue, like some different colors. Yellow, cannot recall it from the top of my head, but it's definitely a really nice place. The good thing about the Peña is that you're gonna find a lot of artisan work. So if in case that you want to buy it, I'll show you some of the footage in here because this is definitely a place that you should visit in Las Peñas in Guayaquil. And the good thing about this, on something that I definitely found interesting is that if you're gonna go through the stairs, you're gonna find a lot of, they actually number the stairs. So one really good thing to do is actually follow the path of the stairs all the way to the top. I'm just gonna give you a quick tip because we were going all the way to Las Peñas on the top to the Farol or the lighthouse, and we were going through a different route, and some locals in there like advise us to not go through that route because it's a little bit dangerous. Don't do a detour, just go straight to the stairs and just follow the numbers. That's gonna be a very important tip. And a lot of people behind me, like they walk because they're locals, but we're kind of like tourists standing around. I don't know if that's the proper word. And we're like amazed because of the architecture.
And the colors.
Really nice. They even have so once you go to the Peñas, you can also go to the Farol. Call them in Ecuador the Farol. That's the name of the place, but if you translate to English, it's gonna be called the lighthouse. So you're gonna go all the way on the top, and that's gonna be another mirador, or like at a side, or like you call it a side view that you can see all the way here from the top. And you're gonna see faroles, and then it's just a nice experience because a lot of locals go there. And just keep in mind, this experience is completely for free. You pay $0 by going to these places. The good thing about this is that on the way to the top, you're gonna find a lot of bars in case they want to stay and just stop for a little drink.
And after finishing all these activities during the day, we decided to just move and take a salsa class at Baila Conmigo.
This is a place that you should come. Baila conmigo. Okay, so for the ones that wants to know about Guayaquil, like the food in Guayaquil, I can talk to you about personal experience. Like a place that you should definitely try is gonna be the Lechon, which is gonna be nearby the Malecon where we're staying. The Lechon definitely has some really good seafood, which is gonna help you if you have any chuchaki or anything like that. So definitely go to Lechon. Let's say you're gonna stay in this area, which is gonna be the Malecon, and you might be asking like, what can you do like in nighttime, in the nightlife? Where can you go? Personally, if you wanna go out, if you wanna experience a little bit of salsa, like you know in South America, we listen to a lot of salsa in most places, definitely go to Cali Salsoteca.
And Cali Salsoteca is gonna be
located in the zone that the most people and locals call it Zona Rosa. Zona Rosa is basically all the bars that you're gonna find in that part of the Malecon, which is gonna be in Guayaquil. Is you're gonna find a lot of bars, like a lot of things. The only thing that I saw when I was in there, like in the Zona Rosa, is that you're gonna find a lot of kids like partying. I'm talking about like 18 and plus. Like it's not like a vibe for like someone that is going in their 30s, like 40s. You're definitely gonna find a lot of young people in there. Also, I wanted to mention, you might be asking, like, what is going to be the best area to stay in Guayaquil? I personally stay near the Malecon, and we paid for an Airbnb for only $10 a day. Very cheap, cost efficient. I just gotta tell you and just advise you that if you're gonna stay in a specific area, you're gonna find a lot of locals, so there's not like a lot of tourist people in there. Just to give you a personal perspective, we were staying close by the Malecon, but I personally didn't get the best, like the most safe vibe out of the place. Nothing ever happened to us. This is just my personal opinion. Like, I didn't feel as like a safe vibe. And just for the amount of traveling that I've done, I just had to look over my shoulder from time to time just to be a little bit more cautious with my surroundings. How many days should you stay in Guayaquil? Personally speaking, I would say 1 day or 2 days at the most, because like all the activities that I just mentioned to you are really close by, so you can actually do all the activities in one complete day. So if you wake up like at 9 in the morning, and by the time that we finish with Las Peñas, basically like there's gonna be only 1 day that you need to take to do these things. 1 day up to 2 days the most, in my personal opinion. So after staying in Guayaquil, we decided to just move and go to Montanita. And basically, if you are wondering how I am able to move around, like do I have a car, do I rent a car or anything like that, no need for that. It's actually, I think it's gonna be a waste of money. Definitely just take buses, because the buses are not only gonna be cost efficient, but also they are gonna be really safe, and you can sleep if you decide to do that in the bus. So you don't have to be worrying about like driving for like 6, 7, or 8 hours. So like here, you're gonna be able to find like tickets to go to different places. You gotta go to Terminal Terrestre, and then you can find all the tickets if you wanna travel in bus, which is very comfortable, for only $8 to $10 depending on the place that you want to go. And we only pay like $10 per ticket. And you gotta check the hours, because they don't work all the time. So our last bus is gonna leave at 12 a.m. So I took a bus from Guayaquil all the way to Montanita. And you might be wondering, what is Montanita? So Montanita is kind of like the party town of Ecuador. So if you know Cancun, if you've ever been into these places, you ever heard about Cancun, Montañita is gonna be a similar place like that. So we arrived to Montañita, and then we decided to stay in a hostel. I actually just paid $10 to stay on that. So really cheap. I would say like it's not like the best condition, but it's definitely like just livable in case that you just wanna go there and you wanna party, you wanna have a good time with your friends. And it's very small, but definitely you're gonna find a lot of tourists in Montañita. You're gonna find a lot of Chileans, you have a lot of Argentinians, you have a lot of people from the USA, you're gonna have a lot of people from Europe, Spain. It's kind of like a mixture of a lot of tourists and also a lot of locals as well. So I think this is definitely a really good place that you should definitely go. Okay, in Montañita, you're also gonna find a lot of artisan work from the locals, or what we call hippies. There's gonna be a lot of hippies in Montañita, like people that are doing like a lot of work and they just sell it on the street. And I think that that's gonna be a really nice thing to know about Ecuador. Montañita is really safe, so if you want to go out in the nighttime, you can actually stay up to like really late. Like I said, you also need to watch surroundings, because in any place it's gonna be dangerous. But personally in Montañita, I felt safe, and this is something that I'm pretty sure you're gonna feel safe too, because there's gonna be a lot of tourists in there. The food in Montañita is gonna be like reasonably cheap, like in other places of Ecuador. So if you went to Cuenca, you went to Guayaquil, you went to Gualaceo, like food is gonna be really cheap. And I did a video on that, like eating street food in Ecuador. So if you wanna watch it, it's gonna be down in the description below, where I'm gonna go over the prices of food and everything like that. But like I said, it's gonna be very cheap, like a plate of rice, chicken, beans, and some juice, $3, $3.50, like an average. Is really cheap and it's really delicious. Obviously on Montañita there's gonna be a lot of things that you can do, and the beach is gonna be one of those. So the beach is beautiful. You can definitely enjoy the beach, start like going into the waves. Just give you some heads up, like the waves in Montañita are a little bit aggressive, so that's where a lot of people go to surf as well. So make sure to keep that in mind. And right on the beach, you're gonna find a lot of people offering services for horseback riding, for parasailing, for banana riding, and they are so cheap. So we just got these for $3. This is the banana, and we're gonna go with these people, 5 people of us. and you're gonna find some really local places that you can head out from Montanita. And definitely if you want to hire like a tour, you can definitely go and see and watch the whales if you want to see how the whales are traveling to different places. And usually they go by Montanita, and there's gonna be a lot of places that you can go, as I'm gonna show you in the screen right now.
And this place is one of the best places that you can head out from Montañita. This is called La Isla de Plata, where you're gonna find the Piquero de Patas Azules, and those are beautiful, beautiful ones, so check it out. And also you can head out to the Isla de los Frailes, and this is more like for landscaping and views, so it's definitely a place that you should check it out. So now that we talk about some of the places that you can go in Montañita, now let's talk about the nightlife.
And the thing is that everything is close by. You're gonna find a lot of clubs. I'm talking about if you wanna go to the club, which is one of the clubs that I would recommend you there. And the nighttime that you should go is gonna be Alcatraz, which is one club. It's gonna be a lot of electro music, a lot of like house music. And you're gonna have Long Beach, which is basically is one of the most famous clubs in there in case that you wanna go. But in this club, they're gonna charge you an entrance fee. Usually varies between $2 to $5 depending on the event that they're gonna have. It's called Los Beach, and it's one of the most famous places that you can go in Montañita.
And another place that I can definitely recommend you to go and visit is gonna be the Attic. And this one's really nice because you're gonna be able to find a pool table. You can have some games and there, so you can actually play while you're dancing, when you're interacting with people. And the music is mainly salsa, merengue, a little bit of reggaeton, so it is not like electro based, but it's definitely a really good place that you should go. Drinks are gonna be really cheap, so it's a really good place.
And after that, you can definitely just go around, explore the area. Okay, so how many days you should stay on Montañita? If you're gonna stay in Montañita, I would definitely recommend you to stay between 2 to 3 days. And if you wanna stay, you might be asking, what is gonna be the best days to go? If you wanna go to Montañita, definitely go on a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Usually on Sunday, like most people take a break from there, so they don't go out. And so usually definitely the best days to go is gonna be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Okay, so guys, after finishing with Montañita, we decided to move back and go to Baños de Ambato. Baños de Ambato is one of the best places I ever seen. Like, it's beautiful, and actually because Lucy joined me on that trip, so she came with me, and she is from Venezuela and she's been living in the United States for a long time. So she told me that she loved Baños de Ambato. Completely different vibe than Cuenca, Gualaceo, Montañita, Guayaquil. You will definitely find a lot of things to do in Baños de Ambato. And the reason why I want to cover a specific Baños de Ambato is that a lot of people don't talk about the places that you can go in Baños de Ambato. So we got from Montañita, we went all the way to Baños de Ambato. Exactly took us like 12 hours. It was like a long trip, and we went all this trip via bus. So we went to the terminal, we got a bus ticket, and we took the bus, and we went all the way to Baños de Ambato. And the cost for the ticket was only like $10 for that, so it's really cheap. And the best thing about this is like the seats are really comfortable, so you can never go wrong with that. So we arrived to Baños de Ambato like around 7 a.m. in the morning.
Guys, right now we just arrived to Baños de Tungurahua here in Ecuador. So we're gonna start doing like a couple activities here in Ecuador, and it's gonna be fun. And actually I was just gonna tell you that you need to wear like a couple of things in terms of like swimming suits, because most of the things that you're gonna be doing here is gonna be going to waterfalls, to like stream water sports if you want to go in that. So make sure you wear something comfortable. And just to let you know, because I had Lucy and she kind of thought that here in Baños it was gonna be like really cold, so she was looking up in the app of the weather app, and it says that here in Baños is like 44 Fahrenheit, which is not true. Maybe it says it's 44, but it's not that cold in here, and it's kind of like around 65 if you ask me. It's not that cold. Stay tuned for more. And yeah,
and for this trip we actually booked an Airbnb. So we paid with the Airbnb we only paid like $10 a day as well. So we got a completely like apartment for ourselves, with kitchen, with bathroom, with like 4 beds even. And we were actually right in the center of Baños de Ambato, where you can actually just go in a walking distance. You can go to the bars, you can go to the parks, you can go to different places, to the tour agencies, which is gonna be the most important thing. And it's everything in close distance, and it's just like a really nice experience. Just to let you know, in case that you want to get $40 off your first stay in Airbnb, you're gonna find a link in the description that is gonna give you $40 off in your first Airbnb if you book through that link. So whenever you're going to stay in Baños, if you want to stay 4 nights, if you book through Airbnb, you're gonna get $40 off. So you're kind of like just staying for free. Make sure to check the link down below. And after we arrived to Baños de Ambato, so we decided to book a ticket with a really good friend of mine. I'm gonna really recommend you this place because the customer service is really good. His name is Rene, and I'm gonna put the name of the establishment in the screen. But I really like their services because they are not only tourist guide, but also they're gonna talk to you. They're really funny, and I just love the customer service. So right now we're gonna book a tour with Rene, and it's gonna be fun. We're gonna see waterfalls. We're gonna travel in a boat, and you're gonna be able to see natives from here, from Baños. So, and the first stop that we made was through the river of Pastaza, and it took us between 2 hours to actually get to this river. It's kind of like a long drive, but the thing is that everything is included. And some of the things I want to talk about this river that I found really interesting is that this river passes through Peru, so it connects Ecuador and it connects to Peru as well. The interesting thing about this is that this river is 710 kilometers, which it translates to 441 miles. And I just found this interesting because a lot of people come and do some extreme water sports here, and they do rafting through the entire river of Pastaza. And not only that, if you just come to see the landscapes, the views, and just to take some pictures, this is a really good place to do so. And the good thing about this tour is that we are able to stay here for 20 minutes, so if you want to take pictures, they also have a hammock there, and you can also buy some food for animals that we're gonna jump into later, so you can actually give them some food or anything like that. So it's really interesting. Definitely take the most out of the trip. They have bathrooms in there, and it's a really nice environment in there. And then after visiting the Pastaza river, then we head down around 2 to 3 hours traveling to a community which is called Quichua community. And this community, for the ones that don't know, are very native from Ecuador. So there are gonna be few groups that are actually still located in different parts of Ecuador, and right now we're gonna visit them. And this is basically for the ones that want to actually get the most out of the experience in Ecuador. This is gonna be one of the things that you must do in there. So we got there in the shack, and then we started just interacting with the community. They showed us some of their traditions, and it's really interesting because there are going to be a lot of things that they do in order to stay in this tribe. And like you see right now, the tour guide is going to be showing us some of the traditions that you can see, and some of the ones that you're gonna see is gonna be a very traditional drink which is called chicha, the one that I'm drinking right now. And this is basically very traditional of the tribes, especially when you come into their houses. This is something that you need to drink in order to be accepted in the tribe. This is kind of like they give you just to give you a welcome. You must drink this drink. This is made up of yucca or yuca, and you need to listen to the tour guide what he's gonna tell you about that chicha. Only females can make this drink. Males are not allowed to make this drink. It's only for females. And right now, as you can see, we are heading, and we actually getting a procedure in our faces. I'm gonna explain you what is this about. So as you can see, the girl is putting this little paint in my face, and actually it's not just a paint. This is kind of like some ingredient that we use in food. It's called achote, and every paint has a meaning. Mine is called the warrior. This is basically meaning on whatever you're gonna paint your face. It's kind of like you wanna get rid of bad energy, especially if you go into new locations. And this is the way that it looks, and it's very traditional from here. And after getting our faces painted, so the tribe decided to show us how they used to hunt whenever they're going out to the jungle and they start hunting
any animals or anything like that. And it's really interesting because they use this little big, I would say, tube, and it has a special kind of liquid that it paralyzes whoever touches. So it's really interesting. And then after that, they decided to show us a little like tribute dance that they do, and we decided to join them in this little song. So it's definitely a really good experience because you get to actually experience the culture of them and just be with them, and that's really good. And once we finish with all these things, so we just head outside and we can give food to the animals. As you can see, we are holding a monkey, and then if you want to take a picture with the snake, it's really up to you. And it's really interesting the way that they live in here. As you can see right now, you might be asking, how are they able to kind of like generate income to live in here? And in fact, they live out of tourism, like the tips that you can give to them, and sometimes like they work with agencies, so in order like they can bring the people in there, so they will get like a small commission out of it. And also like the government is actually taking really big initiatives into preserving these tribes, these cultures, Quichua's cultures. I was actually talking to the natives and really humble people. Definitely go there, talk to them, tip them, and do that because it's gonna help them a lot. And after visiting the Quichua tribe, then we head to the mountain, which basically we went to a place which is called Mirador Indi Churis, which is a really nice place. And then we had to walk all the way uphill for like 20 minutes, but it was definitely worth it because the view that you're gonna see from the top is gonna be amazing. You're gonna have some hammocks in there that you can chill. You can definitely take some really beautiful pictures from all the way up. And then if you want to, you can just chill in there. And the beautiful thing about this is that you're not only gonna find the hammocks, but also you're gonna find a thing which we call in Spanish columpio, and the columpio basically in English is translated to a swing. So this is a swing which is kind of like is up to your, it depends of if you want to do it or not. They don't force you or anything like that. Is this up to your own decision? I definitely did it because it's a really nice experience, but most people didn't do it because they are scary. It's not as this one is not as secure. So it's definitely up to you if you want to jump from there. The reason why I'm saying it's not secure because you can fall from there. Maybe you have some motion sickness on the top. Definitely do up to your own caution. So it's definitely a good experience. I did it, so if you want to do it, you're more welcome to do it. And if you saw this video up to this part, if you do this part, please share with me those videos. I would really want to see how you did the swing. And yes, columpio, that's something that you gotta try. It's really nice. It looks scary, so try it. Recommend it. And then after the swing, there is something I forgot to tell you, is that with the package that you're gonna pay the $30, you're actually gonna have a lunch included with that. And personally, I think that is really worth it because not only you get a lot of things to do in one day, but you're also gonna get some food in that. So if you were asking about where can you eat or something like that, they're actually gonna provide the food with you. So I think that's something really cheap and something that you should try. And after you finish with the food, usually the tour guide will give you like around 10-20 minutes just to explore around the zone. So the good thing about this place, this Miradore, is that you're gonna find like some little caves that you can go inside, you can explore in there. It's really safe. Those are gonna be handmade caves. So the thing about this is it gets really dark in there. So make sure that if you are kind of like claustrophobic and you don't feel like going in there, don't go. But I will definitely suggest you the experience because it's nice. You can just make sure you bring like a light because they don't provide you any light in there. And after that, you can also find some columpios outside of the place that you ate, and you can just chill in there until it's gonna be next time to go to a different location. And the next place of our trip was one of my favorite places, and I personally came back to this specific location already 2 times. It's just because the nature, the waterfall that you're gonna see upcoming is amazing. Like I can never ever describe. Now we're heading to Ola Vida Cascada, and like I was talking to our tour guide, he said that these waterfalls were discovered like 45 years ago. And just a quick tip for you, he says that what they don't like is that when you throw in trash in here, or when you actually try to take like a flower, don't do it, because they're trying to
take care of these waterfalls, of everything in these. So quick tip for you. And it's fun because we were walking with all the team over there, and it's nice. And usually it will take you around 20 minutes to 30 minutes walking from where we stayed all the way to the waterfall. So you need to be in a decent condition and make sure you don't do any detours so you can actually stay on track and don't get lost. So beautiful. This is amazing. So like I said, when you are coming to Ecuador, this is a place I definitely recommend you. It's just because it's amazing. You can do so many things around here, like swim, just take a look at nature, and it's incredible. And after this, we just took a route to a different location, and we took a boat in order to get to that location. So this is included with the package, and it's just nice because you can see the jungle, you can see the nature as you just floating on the water. And just keep in mind, this activity is really safe. There is no need for like extra security, even though they gave us some like security vests, but it's just really nice. This is like around 20 to 30 minutes ride on the jungle. Just quick tips right here: make sure you bring some screen lotion, it gets really hot in there. And just keep in mind there's gonna be 20 to 30 minutes, so it gets a little bit long after a while. And after that, they're gonna bring us to a little location where they're gonna provide us with some drinks, and this is the chuchu waso. And believe it or not, this is a really strong drink. This has some ingredients that comes from the tree, and is really, they, according to the locals, they say that is really medicine. Like, you know, most people use it as a medicine, but it's really strong. It has some really happy drinks in there. And we finish our activities by 9 p.m. so literally a complete day. Okay, so now jumping into the second day of the trip. The second day we decided to just book a tour guide that was gonna take us to one of the most amazing places that I ever seen in my life. It's called Quilotoa, el volcán de Quilotoa. It's a place high in the mountains. So you should definitely, a quick tip for you guys is gonna be that bring some clothes that are gonna be warm for you, because over there it's gonna be really windy, because we are talking about like 3,800 meters above sea level. So it's gonna be really high. It's gonna get really cold from time to time. It's gonna get hot because like the sunlight is gonna be directly hitting into you. Something I wanted to tell you is that the trip was gonna cost me $70 per person. Most tour agencies, they're not gonna do a trip to Quilotoa for only one person. So you need to have at least one companion. And they charged us $140 for that. It was a trip of only 2 people, me and Lucy. We went to Quilotoa, and like I said, you need to be prepared to actually walk a lot. And by the way, this is Jose, and he was our tour guide, and he was really good. And one of the first stops that we made was in this lake. I cannot tell you the specific name about this lake because it was really hard for me to like just remember, so I cannot come up with the name on top of my head, but it's really nice. Whenever you're taking a tour guide to Quilotoa, most of the agencies, they're gonna pass through this lake, so this is gonna be included with the package. You don't need to pay anything, and that's the good thing about this, is that you can just take all these places and it's included with the package, as well as this food. So on the way to Quilotoa, we stop in this specific place which is called Chuchucaras by Rosita, and the food is really good. And the good thing about this is that you can just, if you want to, you can stop here, and on the way to Quilotoa, you're gonna have a lot of llamas that you're gonna see on the way. So that's a really nice experience, especially if you want to see these animals. And the total of the trip was approximately like around 4 hours from Baños de Ambato all the way to Quilotoa. So just keep that in mind, that it's gonna be a long ride, just because it's really far from Baños. And after 4 hours of driving, now you can feel the heights. Now your ears are gonna be clogging, and it's gonna become a little bit harder to breathe, especially if you're not used to altitudes. And right now we're heading to the Quilotoa volcano, and on the way up it's kind of like a 10 minutes walk from one place to the other. And just keep in mind, most people don't know this about it, but Quilotoa is gonna have two different side views that you can see. One is gonna be from this point. And just to let you know a couple things about Quilotoa, Quilotoa is an inactive volcano that actually it was active 600 years ago. And if you come prepared, you can camp in here, so you can stay overnight. Just keep in mind there's not gonna be water that is gonna be drinkable. And now I'm just gonna show you the second place. And right now we're gonna go to all the way over there, as you can see. So we're gonna go down and we're gonna have like a closer look of what is Quilotoa. And maybe we are gonna be able to also rent like a kayak or something like that. So we're gonna be not swimming, because you cannot swim in these waters, but we're gonna be like on the boat over there, like having a good time. So right now it's really windy. Just to let you know, if you're not used to heights, this is gonna be like a different experience. It's definitely scary, but it's a really good experience. You should definitely come to Ecuador. You should definitely experience Quilotoa. It's the best place. It's a really nice place. And right now we're gonna go down. Okay, let's go. Okay, so right now we're in Style Chukirawa, and we're gonna go to the second point of view of the Quilotoa. And right now we're just gonna eat something. So this is something that is gonna come included with the package of the tour guide, and it's gonna include that. So it's gonna be a really good food. And after that, we're gonna go to the second point of view. Stay tuned. And after you finish the food, you're gonna have enough energy to go to the second point of view of Quilotoa. And in the second point of view of Quilotoa, is gonna have two sections. The first one is gonna be from the top, which is gonna be a really nice view in case that you wanna take pictures and just stay there for a little bit. But after that, if you wanna get to the lower section, which is gonna be the best section personally, now you need to go down, but it's gonna be really, really windy. Right now we're in the second point of view, and as you can see all the way right here, we were in the crystal view, like the one with the glass right there with the intro, and it's right around there. So right now we're gonna go down, all the way down. This is gonna be a quick piece of information. According to the guide, they say that these waters are up to 200 meters deep, and you cannot swim in these waters. These have a lot of salts and minerals, so it's not something, there's no life in there. And according to a lot of natives, they say that these waters are to clean you out. Like the people here that speak Quechua, which is a dialect here in Ecuador, they say that you can swim, and this is gonna help them detox their body. And as you're walking down, you're gonna expect your shoes to get with a lot of sand. And as you're going down, you're gonna be expecting to see a lot of horses and mules back and forth. And just to give you some information, those are going to be some services that they offer at the bottom of Quilotoa for the people that cannot go up no more. And I personally wouldn't recommend you to use those services, just because it's going to be a lot of weight on top of the animals. As you can see in the video, they're struggling to go up. Unless you're a kid or unless you're an adult that is really old and you cannot get to the top, just take this as an opportunity to just exercise, and be kind to the animals. And after 1 hour, we finally got to the bottom. And just to give you some information, and keep in mind, if you want to get into the boats, if you want to ride a boat, make sure you come to this place before 4 o'clock. I would highly recommend you to come at 3, so you can have enough time to go around Quilotoa in a boat. So as you can see right now, we are going around Quilotoa, and you'll see some really minor volcano activity in Quilotoa, which is just cool to see. Okay, right now guys, we're gonna jump into the lake in Quilotoa. This is something that if you want to, you can do. Keep in mind, nobody's gonna be watching, so if something bad happens to you, it's really up to you. So right now we're gonna jump, and it's gonna be cool. I'm gonna film it.
2. Más hondo, capaz.
Ay, ay, ay. Oh man. And just for your information, this is one of the coldest waters I took a dive into. And I wanted to let you know, in case that you want to plan a trip to Quilotoa, these are some of the things that you should know.
To go to Quilotoa, just keep in mind that like the day before, from going to La Selva or to Pastaza, like we mentioned the first day that we went on the tour, going to Quilotoa is gonna take at least a full day from you. So you need to leave pretty early in the morning. I'm talking about maybe like 9 or at the latest maybe 11, because going from Baños De Tungurahua to Quilotoa is gonna take at least 4 full hours of going in the car. So just be mindful of the time. So make sure that the day is gonna be a completely day. So if you leave in 9 a.m., be expecting to come back at least like 9 p.m. in the nighttime. So after going down to Quilotoa into the next day, we're talking about the third day that we were there in Baños De Tungurahua, we decided to go to the Pailon del Diablo.
Hey, we just rented a motorcycle, and the good thing about this is that you can actually travel by yourself and you can do the things by yourself. So you don't need to worry about like a curfew, like with going with tourists. So you can actually take your motorcycle and go around. And the good thing about this is that they also gonna have a map here in Baños, and you can guide yourself. And you can like drive around, and you can see all the places that you can go here in Baños in your motorcycle. So right now we only paid for this only $15 per hour. So if you actually decide to get more hours in the motorcycle, they're gonna give you a better deal. So right now we only pay like $35 for 2 hours. I think we're gonna take 3 hours doing this trip, because we're gonna right now we are in the Cascada de Agua. Let me show you. Come on. The Cascada de Agua is going to be on the way to Pailon del Diablo, so if you would decide to go to the Pailon del Diablo, you're actually going to be able to see the Cascada de Agua. If you decide, you can do zip lining, you can do so many other things. They have so many activities in here, so it's up to you if you want to do it. But right now we're going to go to the Pailon del Diablo in motorcycle. And the good thing about going to Pailon del Diablo is that you're going to be able to go through the tunnels and seeing all the views and the sights. Currently just arrived at the Pailon del Diablo, and stay tuned for like what's gonna be the view. This is like amazing. This is something that you must visit here in Ecuador, and here's gonna be the entrance right there. Let's go. And right by the entrance, you're gonna be able to see a lot of artisan work from the locals. They make some really beautiful pieces, so definitely support the economy, buy a couple of things in there. And the good thing about that is that you're gonna find a lot of restaurants around this area. Okay, just for your information, Pailon del Diablo is gonna have 2 entrances or 2 point of views that we call them. Right now we're gonna go to the first one. I'll show you how it looks like. And this one is gonna be a little bit tough because you actually need to walk all the way down, and then to come back you need to come back all the way up. So it's gonna be a long walk. I would say estimating like maybe like 15 minutes or like 10 minutes walking down, and going up maybe like 15-20 minutes. So but the view is worth it. So right now we just arrived to the first point of view, and right here is gonna be the entrance for you to go into the Pailon del Diablo. The entrance is gonna be $2 for the entrance, and that's gonna be for adults. It's gonna be $2. If you have a kid, it's gonna be $1 only. Okay, so now we're getting really close to the waterfalls, and I cannot stress it enough, this is one of the best places that I've ever seen on Ecuador, and you can see it by yourself. I definitely invite you to go and visit this Pailon del Diablo for the views and for everything. Okay, so right now we're gonna go to down. Let's go down. I think one of the good things about being here is that you're gonna be able to go as close as you can to the waterfall. I've been in the Niagara Falls, and you can only go around the waterfalls unless you pay a premium price, but the good thing about this is that you can get really close and you can actually hear the cascade. And you might be wondering, what is Pailon del Diablo? If I can translate that to English, it will literally mean, Pailon means the back of the car, and del Diablo means of the devils. So it literally says that the Pailon del Diablo means the devil on the back of the car, or the devil owns the back of the car. And some of the locals told me the reason why they named this place like that is because right in the front of the cascade, the waterfall, you're gonna be able to see a devil's face on the back of the car. And I personally, I don't know why they put it that name, but I mean it's an interesting name though. So right now, as you can see, right after going all the way to the bottom, we decided to just go in a tunnel, and the tunnel is located in the first point of view. You're gonna be able to see right there up the stairs, and it's a nice view. Personally, it's not something like really that interesting from there, that point. I personally like the first point of view, as you can see right there at the bottom. It's really nice though, just for the climbing and going through the tunnel. And just right after this, we decided to just go to a different place in the first point of view. In the first point of view, you're gonna have a different entrance, which is not gonna take you to the second point. It's gonna take you to a different place, and in this place you're gonna be able to see a bridge, which you can actually just go in there, and it's really nice. This is one of the bridges, as you can see right here, and you can walk in here. The thing about this is that's completely free. You don't need to pay any extra cost. And why would you go there? It's just because you can see and you can take pictures. It's a really nice view. It's right in the front of the Pailon del Diablo, so you can literally see the waterfall, and you can take pictures in front of the Pailon del Diablo. And after this, we decided to head to the second point of view of the Pailon del Diablo. And just keep this in mind, you need to have a motorcycle, auto vehicle, or like a tour bus, because this second view is not into a walking distance, so you most likely will need to drive for at least 10 minutes. And right here, the good thing about this is that you can find some things to eat. They're gonna have bathrooms in there, so that's gonna be the cool thing about this. And right there, you're gonna find the entrance. We're gonna visit the second view, and keep in mind, each view is gonna be close to each other, so don't get lost. And to enter here is gonna have an extra charge, so it's gonna be $2 for adults and $1 for kids. And just keep in mind, by now the total of the two entrances is gonna be a total of $4. And the walk for the second view is gonna be pretty easy. The only thing is that from here, the views and especially the walk is gonna be very steep, so you need to be very careful whenever you're going down, because it's kind of like you climbing a hill, like a steep hill. So just keep that in mind. It's a really nice experience. From this point, you're gonna be able to see the first point of view of the Pailon del Diablo all the way down, as you can see right now. And this is a majestic view, and you need to walk also through the bridge in case they want to get a little bit closer, as you're gonna be able to see in the upcoming videos. And now this is one of my favorite views, as you can see, and you can get as closer as you can. As you can see people all the way down, so you can literally just walk through the stairs and just actually touch the waterfall. And this is what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna touch the waterfall. And so if you want to know which camera I'm gonna be using, because I'm gonna recommend you that you're gonna use a camera which is gonna be waterproof. So if you want to know which cameras do I use, make sure to click the link in the description, so you're gonna see all the cameras that I use. And the good thing about this is that all the way down you're gonna find a photographer in case they want to take a picture, and the pictures are really cheap. Usually he charges like $2 per picture, so it's really good. And on top of that, if you want to take a slow motion video like the one I took right now, he's gonna do it for you. So by now we concluded Baños de Pailon del Diablo, and I would recommend you that you should have at least 5 hours in order to finish these activities, because so you can take your time doing all these things, so you don't have to rush or anything like that. And I'm gonna mention some couple of activities that you should definitely do. One of these is gonna be La Casa del Árbol, and why you should go to La Casa del Árbol is because it's cheap. The entrance is just $1, but the things that you're gonna be able to see from here is gonna be incredible. La Casa del Árbol basically is a swing right into the top of the mountain, and you can see the volcano Tungurahua, as you're gonna be able to be swinging as well from the top of the mountain. And I think is not only nice, but you definitely gonna have some really nice views, especially if you're gonna go on a sunny day. In a sunny day, you're gonna be able to capture the most astonishing views. And some other things I will recommend you is gonna be canopy, and that's what we call it in Spanish. In English would be like zip lining, and it's really cheap. And that's gonna be, most of the agencies, they're gonna include all these activities in one package for like $30 or so. You can walk in the bridge, you can climb rocks, you can climb everything, and the experience is definitely definitely worth it for the amount of money that you're gonna be paying, which, like I said, is only $30. So another activity that you should definitely go is gonna be the jump off the bridge, El Salto del Puente, for only $15. And then after that, if you want to, you can do some canopy, which personally was one of my favorite activities to do in Baños de Ambato, and it was really nice. The good thing about this is that you don't need to be in a group. Most of the times you're gonna find other people traveling like you, and you can just join them, and that's the cool thing about this. So you can make some really good friends, you can go and climb cascades, and like I said, Baños was one of my favorite places in Ecuador.
And just for your information, there's gonna be a lot more things to do in Baños de Ambato. Like the ones that I mentioned to you is the ones that I did, but there is a lot more things that you can do. And I'm gonna mention to you some of the places that you should visit. First of all, Chimborazo, Cotopaxi, those are gonna be volcanoes, inactive volcanoes that you can definitely go see and watch it. It's like Quilotoa, it's gonna be a long trip. So make sure to plan ahead, like maybe a complete day that you're gonna go to Cotopaxi, a complete day you're gonna go to Chimborazo and all these places. Okay, so finishing with the things to do in, like the places to go in Baños de Ambato. We're gonna start talking about food. So in Baños de Ambato, you're gonna find a lot of food on the streets. You're gonna find a lot of street food, restaurants. If you're gonna go to the Mercado, which is gonna be in the center of Baños, you're gonna find like a local places that you're gonna find like people selling like hornado, like different juices. I'm gonna like the same thing as in Gualaceo. It's kind of like the same like structure. And also, if you want to buy some souvenirs, there's gonna be like a lot of souvenirs. One of the most beautiful souvenirs that you can see in there. And just to let you know, I got this backpack in Baños. It's like by far is one of my favorite backpacks. This is from locals. They made it pure leather for only $65. Amazing quality. And like I say, like you should definitely support the economy of Ecuador. And let's talk about the nightlife. So the nightlife in Baños de Ambato is really good. Just to let you know some things about Ecuador is that the drinking age is gonna be 18 years old. So you're gonna see a lot of a young crowd. So just because of that, in the United States it's 21 plus. In Ecuador it's gonna be 18 years old. And there's gonna be a lot of things to do in the nighttime, especially if you wanna go to clubs, because there's gonna be one street is full of clubs if you wanna go and have a good time with your friends. There's gonna be one which is called the Volcano, which is gonna be right in the center, and there's gonna be in front of them, there's gonna be so many bars. I'm gonna show you one that I personally like in case that you wanna go chill, because they have a fire pit in there, so you can have your drinks, you can enjoy that time with your family, with your friends, and it's a really, really nice time to stay there. Okay, so you might be asking, how many days should you stay in Baños de Ambato? Personally, I would say that around 6 to 7 days. I would say like a complete week, because there's so many things to do, but we couldn't do everything because of different reasons, personal reasons. So we couldn't stay there for a long time, but definitely stay there between a week. 5 to 7 days. Okay guys, so the next clips is gonna be actually from a trip that I had like 3 years ago to Ecuador. So I went to Ecuador and I went to Quito. So if you're gonna be going to Baños de Ambato, might as well take a trip to Quito, which is basically the capital of Ecuador. And like I said, this is also gonna be a really nice place if you wanna have a really good time. So it's gonna be on your way to the north. So definitely stay in Quito. Some of the things that you can do in Quito is gonna be go to El Centro del Mundo, which is gonna be the center of the world, which is gonna be the Centro del Mundo. Basically, literally, you're gonna be in the center of the world. And you can go to La Montaña del Panecillo, which is basically a statue right there in Quito, which is really, really, really nice. If you're gonna see the view, the complete view. So if you're gonna go to Quito, there's gonna be a place that you can definitely visit, which is basically it's full of spring waters. It's called Papayacta. It's a place that we couldn't go because, like I said, we were like short of time. But this is a place that you should definitely visit, which is called Papayacta. It's near of Quito, and there's gonna be another place that you should visit, which is gonna be Otavalo, which is gonna be all the way in the north from Quito, like maybe like a 1 hour drive from there, and you're gonna find a lot of Quichuas in there. So you're gonna find La Feria de Otavalo, which is basically a really famous place where a lot of locals reunite so they can sell their artisan work. And I just think it's gonna be a beautiful experience for you, so definitely experience that. Okay guys, so I think this is gonna be everything for the video. Like I say, there's so many things that you can do in Ecuador. I'm definitely coming back. If you ask me, because I've been in so many countries around the world, if you ask me like what is one of the favorite places that you definitely will go back in your countries that you visited, one of those places is gonna be Ecuador for sure. Going back, not only because it's my country where I was born, it's just because I got the taste of the culture of Ecuador, pure taste of Ecuador. So many things to do. And one other place is gonna be Colombia and Brazil, just because I love those places. Well, I'll definitely go back to Ecuador. So this is gonna be it for the video. And keep in mind, if you wanna get more videos like these, where I'm gonna be traveling to different places, I'm gonna be teaching you about different things that you can do in different countries. Not only that, I'll definitely keep posting different content and content that's gonna help you to improve your traveling experiences to different countries. And I just want to say thank you for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe to this channel. And without further ado, talk to you later. Okay, peace. Hey traveler, thank you for watching all the video until the end, and I just want to say thank you. And now I want you to go to Ecuador and experience Ecuador, and when you come back I want to hear all your stories. Please follow me on Instagram and share all these stories at AnthonyLlanos1, and I'm gonna leave 2 videos on the screen. One is gonna be about the cost of living of Ecuador, in case that you want to go there and stay for a while, and also I'm gonna share the cost of food, and I'm gonna be trying very traditional foods of Ecuador, so check them out. Those are gonna be really nice. And without further ado, I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.